Hi guys, welcome to lesson 7. This short tutorial is about a tool in Google that a lot of people don't know about called Google Books. So just real quickly first here at the beginning, if you want to just do a quick search for Google Books, and you'll see here, it's books.google.com. So it looks very similar to the Google search engine, but it's got the little books underneath. And so essentially, this is a searchable library of books that you or your kids can have access to. Some of them are full previews or entire books. Some of them are just small sections that people or publishers have given Google access to. But the biggest thing is very much like the Control F search function, you can search for specific keywords or text inside of books electronically. So it's a really great feature for kids, especially when it comes to research, whether it's animals or biographies or they're trying to look up historical events. Sometimes our resources in the library are limited, and we definitely want to have, rather than just some of the generic searches that we've had. So if you, let's say, for example, we're going to do like an elementary maybe example. We'll do a quick search for polar bears. And so what you'll see here is all of these polar bear examples down the side, and these are all books. The big thing to look at here is whether it's got, like this one's got no preview, and this one's got a preview. And so that gives you a short portion of the book. So we'll go ahead and look at this. So you see, here's our cover image, polar bears. And then we can kind of go down through here and see each one. This one, looking at it, looks like, especially with like the Pleistocene ancestors there, like this is probably written for higher level. It's definitely not like an elementary resource. But some things to note here. Number one, if we look over here, we kind of have to move it out of the way. But every time the words polar or polar bears is there, you'll see it's highlighted in yellow in the text. So over here, you'll see that it was polar bears, and I can switch that. That's the big thing. So right now I'm in this book. Let's say I'm interested in maybe it's diet, part of something I want to do. And so the nice thing about this is it actually pulls up individual pages for those that I can take a look at. And you'll see some of these, like I could go to 146, page 89 says no previews available by the book. So there are certain pieces of the book that are available to look at. So if I go and look at page 146, shows me then the highlighted terms. So it's a really cool feature for Google Books. If there was something that, let's say you found a couple books or you wanted your students to only look at specific books, you could come into Google Books and you could look up and you could find, say, 4 or 5 books, and we could pull those books and put them into like a Symbaloo, which is kind of a way to pull a bunch of resources and put them in one place for kids. Or we could take the URLs, we can get the addresses from these and put them in like a Google Doc, or put links in Google Classroom so that your kids had specific access to these books right there. They could go straight to them, make it a lot easier, depending on the level of kid that you have, what you're hoping to do. So let's say we have, we'll go back. Let's say we have some older kids. We'll take this back then to our search engine here. And let's see. Let's look at this. Okay, so this seems like maybe then if we look through, this is definitely more little easier, elementary wise. Again, if we were interested in, we're on polar bears. If we were interested in diet, again, page 12 this time. There we go. So this would be a little easier then. It's got some good pictures. So the ability to search through those. Last thing would be looking at the citation. If you got older kids and you're working in MLA, you're working in APA format, inside the books, especially the ones with previews, if we come up and look, I think here, you can see we can get the citation information right here in terms of the publisher, that kind of information. Also, right here, there's a button with that link symbol. If you click on that, you can get the actual URL, and so we could copy paste the URL into a citation generator if you use one of those or let kids use those. That would be another way to get that website. So also just some other features up here on the toolbar. Right now we're on the 1 page, but you can switch it to 2 pages. if you wanted to. You could zoom in, zoom out. So just a couple cool features about Google Books and how to use Google Books, especially as it might work in your classroom for research or reading. Thanks.